one and only Bonayalo, your host on Ex-Abifab on the program called Training Issues. Well, you might be asking who this person is. It's the one and only Mohbad, popularly known Mohbad Imole. And today, on the studio with me is my CEO of AirTV. I'll leave him to do us the honor and tell the viewers, but I just want to, what we're discussing today about Mohbad has a lot to do with a side of Mohbad that the world doesn't know about. We see a lot of, we know Mohbad, but what was Mohbad before he became Mohbad? What was he like? Or what was Mohbad's life like as a student? In answering this, we're going back to Abifab College, where Mohbad actually finished his education. And to discuss this with us is one and only the CEO of Abifab College, Mr. Abidoye. Abidemi Faboye. Precious Lord.
Yeah, thank you, viewers. My name is Abidemi Faboye, Abifab. I'm the proprietor of Abifab College and also the CEO of AirTV Africa. Let me just take that as introduction first, then we'll go into the discussion proper.
Who is Mohbad?
Man who came to join Abifab College year 2013. Precisely, he came up, joined Abifab College in 2013. The immediate elder sister brought him to Abifab College because she also was a student and she graduated from Abifab College in 2013. So he joined SS1 in 2013 as a young boy. I think that he must have completed the 17 years old. And he was in the commercial class. I was offering economics, accounting, mathematics, and commerce. And in school, he might not call him a guru, but a brilliant boy. Easygoing, humble, respectful, quiet. I remember I once interviewed one of these news houses, and I told them quietly that promise will not stay 10 minutes extra in the school. He will do everything he wants to do to get out of the school. And all I thought about him, number one, is that he stays in a very far place from the school, not like others who stay on the street or second street. I knew that from the beginning through his elder sister. So each time he goes, I don't blame him not staying around with others to read or to study. But he would never give him an assignment, he would do it. And he was doing well. He did well, SS1, SS2, SS3. In 2015, he wrote SSC NECO. And he did very well when the result came out. Not a distinction student, but an excellent student. I know him for that. Very calm, quiet, easygoing boy, slim looking, and he was performing in the choir section of the school music club, and later I noticed that he was a backup to his dad in music show. His dad is a pastor and also a musician, a Christian musician. He goes to crusade, church event, anniversary to minister music. So he also learned music from his father. And I also know that his father is also a carpenter. His father is also a carpenter. I learned carpentry from his father. I don't know. Maybe you go further. So many the other questions are able to talk about.
No, because honestly, it's there's a lot of wide view about his character, about his person. There's even right now, for what we've heard, they've gone as far as exhuming his corpse for the coroner inquest. The autopsy carried out by Nigerian police. to find an end to the mystery behind his death, which has actually raised a lot of dust in the society, especially amongst youths. But away from it, we've heard all manner of stories. He's into this, into that. But what we're trying to figure out is, would you say rather that what's your understanding about how he evolved from the person you're talking about right now to who he is right now? What's the difference between Mohbad, if you know him as Mohbad, and Promise?
Okay. I want to give this instance. I think some few days ago, I made some posts on my Facebook page, and some media houses picked it up, and what was reposted. Sometimes in 2018, he left school in 2015, 2018, thereabouts, I was fiddling with my phone. Just saw somebody send a friend request. The friend request is, I saw Mohbad Aloba, RSP or TSP or something like that. I accepted the friend request. Never knew it was Promise. So immediately I got to my messenger. I said, "Good morning, sir. How are you doing? Please, I misplaced your number. Please, can you please send it again?" I said, "Good morning. How are you? Who are you?" But when I replied, I sent my phone number. But I never knew who was asking. But I knew this person knows me. This person wants to have my contact, because at times we have some students who want to have contact, or somebody might introduce somebody to you. I want to bring a child to you. So we also talk on Messenger on Facebook. So in that call, he said, "Good morning, sir." He said, I said, "Who's talking?" He said, "This is Mohbad." I said, Mohbad. He said, "Imole." Because I don't listen to this pop music. I'm a local man. I listen more of this local music. So I don't know him to be Mohbad. Sincerely, as at that day, as at that time, he said, "I'm Promise." I said, "Promise Aloba Oladimeji." He now said, yes, sir. He said yes, about twice or thrice. So I said, "Oh, how are you?" I said, "So you are Mohbad?" He said, "Yes." Imole, he said, "Yes." For phone. He said, it's been a while. I said, "Yes." I said, 3 years after, you this guy, are you serious at all? Won't you come and pick your certificate? It has been held. Now he said, "I want to work on my dream. I want to study accountancy. I want to do this." I said, "But you are doing music." And so we chatted that day, and we ended there. So after that period, as I have to relate with young guys in the school, guys and some people outside that, "Oh, who is this real Mohbad?" And they begin to play some of his music, and I begin to fall in love with him, the lyrics he used, the beats. So virtually every radio station I tune into that period, I always hear Imole. And the funniest thing about him is that I don't think there's any track he will release, he won't mention Imole or something like that, or Malian. So I was surprised. So I began to have some reserve that how did he make it? Meeting friends like this that took him, you understand? So that's by the way. So along the line, I was at the school gates. Particular day, my young boy just ran to me that, "Daddy, have you heard that Uncle Promise is dead? Mohbad is dead." I said, "Come, girl, he was bad. What do you mean? Is that a person died?" So I entered and I went to the studio. That we were not having it to do studio, so I have to tune in a radio station. I was to listen to 7 p.m. news. The first that came is that the popular musician, most people don't know him to be Promise, except the father, the mother, and those of us that knew him from childhood and his teenage age, that know him to be Promise. This Mohbad Imole was sticked on him, and Oladimeji was sticked on him. The Oladimeji and Promise was not known. Some people know him to be Aloba because of the surname. So I just heard the news. I called her. I called my son. I said, "It is true. This guy is dead." My dear, I was confused. And for that night, I was down. I was down because just this is a star that was coming up just like that. What could have been? So along the line, when I began to read the social medias, people were coming up with different ideas. He was threatening, it was this, he was beating, it was this, there was that. And this boy have done in fact, this boy have really done something bad, that he didn't involve his father, he didn't involve his mother, he didn't involve people who are elders to help him during that crisis period. So for days, until condolence begin to come in, and I sent to my Facebook page and the other social media that I sent condolence, and find out. So I later find out from the father, but the father never replied. And I called another friend, pastor, who linked me to them in the either 2012, 2011. He confirmed it. He said yes, that is late, that in fact the father is at home now. So along that period, a lot of things came up that he was to be buried, and the picture was horrible when we saw it on social media, where he was buried, his neck was bent, and this and that. That's what could have happened. Number one, in our culture, as a Yoruba man, father will not see the dead body of a child. So I answered me when people were condemned. I said the father cannot be there when he was being buried, and the culture does not accept that. So his father will not be there, and the mother will not be there, and elders who are older, his father will not be there. So that might be the reason why that burial thing came down again. And later we read that the man who constructed the casket or the coffin said he didn't know the size, and because he wanted to do it and hurry, he needs to be buried. I said yes. In Yoruba land, when you have a father and you have a mother, they don't keep that such body in the morgue for too long, because it is not accepted. It is not accepted. So that was the end. And later, thank God for Lagos State government. Kudos to the governor and the team, and even the IG, Inspector General of Police, who came in and set up a panel to investigate the causes of his death and exhume his body. So, and that is the level which we are now. It has been completed, but the result has not been announced, and they said it had been completed. And I can see the youth are asking for justice, because they believe that it was not a natural death. Look, like I said earlier in one of my interviews, that death is avoidable. It's an avoidable death if we look at what happened. Because assuming it was very close to me, after that, in 2018, I discovered him, that discovered me, will have assisted him to talk to some elders to mediate within the team of the labor, because Nigeria, a lot of youth believe
but sir, that is it verified? I mean, we've been hearing sayings from different bodies, issues between him and the record label. How true? Because now the other party involved have not come out to say it is true we had an issue.
Okay.
Yes, some other party have not come out to say whether it's true. I don't know much about this story, but then it has become a story of interest. That's why we're discussing it right now. So I want to ask, how do you feel when you first heard the news? I mean, the relationship has been very distant, but now talking about proprietor and ex-student relationship. When you heard the news, what first came to mind?
First was promise and make promise to start a foundation to help those students in his position in Abifab College.
Wow.
And to come and do some maybe construction and some things in the school. There was a time I asked to take some snapshots of the current situation of the school, which I did, and he wasn't really happy. And he was asking for the hall where he sat for exam, and I told him this thing came down. So he wasn't really happy. But I was expecting him to come down. He never came until his death, and you understand, he never came up. I was expecting to come and let's see how he will use his money, his position, to lift up some people in the school, some students, to assist them, so that we can raise the foundation. I said this is being done by Mohbad Foundation or Promise Aloba Foundation. He was an ex-student of Abifab College, and he came back to come and pay back to those students of the same the same old student association. Let's use that. So he didn't show up. And sometimes ago, I wanted to open the Air TV studio. Myself, my wife, and the team said, okay. So, because of his death, we should allow the police to do their job. We cannot sit in our rooms or stay on the street and begin to conclude that this is the cause of this young man's death. My belief is that death comes at when it's its time. I might said the other time that it is avoidable. Yes, what I'm saying because it is avoidable is that if he has talked to the right people and he was being taken to the right hospital, because we later learned that the nurse who injected him also has been queried and has been arrested for questioning, and a lot of things came up like that. And I don't think the same day that people are saying he was beaten that he died the same day. So I don't want us to go into that. Allow the Nigerian police force, like I said, the Lagos State government and the Inspector General of Police.
The cause of this interview is to lay to bear some realities about the character, Promise, and Mohbad. Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for having us. But on a final note, I want to know what's the message you have for younger people? You know, you have people now in your school who will be so proud that they are an alumni of Abifab College, making wave, and even though it's so sad that we have to come to know him now that he's left us and left the world. You know, so what would be your advice, candid advice to students as a proprietor, and also what would be your advice to parents as a parent that you are, because there are some of the school of thought that somehow the father didn't do much or the parents didn't do much about holding him together. But then all those things are still there because people still evolve and do what they have to do in life. But the book of the scripture says, train up the child in the way that should go, so when he grows, doesn't depart away from it. So what would be your advice as a proprietor to the people who are listening to us right now? And what would be your advice as a parent to people who are listening to us right now? You know, and what would be your advice as a human who is seeing a situation that is unfolding right now? What would you tell the general public?
Thank you very much. I love this concluding part. One, I have also been receiving condolences to the extent that I told my children that the condolences is coming as if I'm his father. Some of his mates, his junior, even from abroad. I had a call from UK, I had one from US, and presently today I've received more than 4 calls asking me about him. And you know, Abifab is a name that people know, and when it came out in the media, a lot of people were calling me, oh, he sympathized with you, he did this. I'm also his father because he's my product. I'm also his father because he came to my school, and every one of them are my children. They might not be biological children, but I worried about every one of them. I used to ask for those that have their phone number through WhatsApp or whatever, or immediately I met some parents. How is your boy doing? How is my boy doing? How is my girl doing? Ask parents like that. So those are the things I do regularly to my ex-students, present ones. So number one, I want to encourage all students, if you are a college student, ex, current, junior to Mohbad or senior to Mohbad, or you want to be part of the Abifab college, that there's one thing in life: be good and fear God. Fear God and obey His commandments. And 2 prayers, I would say the sky is not even the limit. And I also want to beg his friends, associates, that the dream of Promise Oladimeji Aloba should not die. He wants to help students, wants to help people, wants to help people in school, wants to help students who have such challenges he had in those days, who have the kind of background he has, maybe worse or better, who might not be able to pay school fees, buy uniform, buy books, and looks into the school, wants to do a lot of things. He has that in mind to do, but he was unfortunately that the debt could not allow him to. So if his friends should want to keep his foundation, or wants to keep his memory, wants him to be happy where he is, we can do something for him in that sense, so that people will keep remembering not only the song, we celebrate Mohbad Day in Abifab. You see, another thing I want the whole world to know, there was a particular time somebody encouraged me to sell my property and relocate my family to abroad. What struck my mind then, in fact, by then I think I would be able to raise over 40 million naira, and that would be enough to raise myself and 4 children to anywhere in the US, Canada, or Europe. What struck my mind is that as at that time, I've gotten over 800 students who have done NECO WAEC in Abifab College. It struck my mind that where would I keep their certificates? Where would they look for me? What I was expecting in the business was not what I got, or what I'm saying, or what I'm getting. But it still struck my mind that these children have their future, and their future is in my hand. Where will I drop their certificates? So I kept hold on that. That's why I was calling promise, come and pick your certificate. Come and pick your certificate before the debt came.
Wow.
So it wasn't a good one, but we lost him.
Okay, on a lighter note, you'll be listening to Promise Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. You'll be suddenly become a fan that listen to his music, his songs.
Yes.
Which of the songs do you think is more endearing to you? Because the viewers want to hear you talk about one of his songs. You want to sing one of his songs or lines that you like?
Yes. I'm not a good singer, but I used to like one. But there's one that struck my mind 2 days ago, 48 hours ago, and I've been repeating it. If you're the person who follow me on Facebook, I used to like Okpoke or something like that.
Okay.
But 2 days ago, I fell in love with Sorry. Daddy, I'm sorry. He paid money for me to go to Polytechnic. I go Polytechnic, I no go class. Daddy, I'm sorry. Something like that. You know, I'm not a good singer, but the real is, I just remember, and that song, that track really moved me. And that is the best for now. Wow. Maybe as time goes on, because I do all these tracks and this music, I begin to fall, because you know I move from Okpoke to Okpoke or something like that to Sorry. This Sorry one is the one. After this interview, I'm still going to listen to that.
Okay.
That is for now.
Okay. So, I think the best line I like is "My grace now auto." Yeah, my grace now auto. Yeah, I think I like that one. That line is I don't know, but that one is my grace now auto. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, is your host again, Jude Bonayalu, and until we'll come your way again on our very popular program, Trending Issues on Education. You might be wondering how it became so much linked to trending issues on education. It's very clear. We're talking about the school and the product. So it's now called a trending issue on education. Thank you so much. Stay tuned until come your way the next time again. All right, sir.
Thank you.
It's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.